This is a broad overview about power test harnesses for use with the Universal Zebra. They don't actually interface with the Universal Zebra themselves, but what you're going to find a lot of times in an Ecm motor, you may not be able to determine when it's in its environment, in the equipment, if the motor itself works okay. You may have a technician who says, I've never seen that kind of motor before, and he disconnects the scroll from the unit and just brings the whole thing back to the shop. Bench testing Ecm motors historically has not been a very easy thing to do because of the wide variety of connectors available to power those motors up. These are just 3 examples of them. You can't just push the wires into them because once the motor torques, the wires tend to fall out. Alligator clips have the same effect. So what we've done is provide power test harnesses for these motors so that you can bench or shop test them. We'll go through each of these power test harnesses in sequence. One of the things you need to remember when working with these harnesses is safety is an issue. You're working with 120 or 240 volts depending on the motor, and having something that is safe to use is pretty important. We're going to recommend one of our own products called a Zebra adapter. Zebra Instruments makes it, and it's a fused lighted alligator clip power provider to things like Ecm motors. So if you've got an Ecm motor that runs on 110, you can take this Zebra adapter, plug it into an outlet after you've got your alligator clips hooked up to the harnesses that you need them to. You have fused protection in here, so if you do have some sort of short, instead of maybe or maybe not blowing your circuit breaker, this fuse will blow instead. The end of the cord is lighted with a light that glows softly when it does have 110 volts. The alligator clips are big enough to clip onto these power harnesses and insulated well enough to protect you while you're using them. So we strongly recommend that you look at a Zebra adapter to provide power to these motors while you're bench testing them. Let's go on to the individual adapters.